So today we have a treat. We have an Earl 2024 392. Full load. Very rare you're gonna see this color mixed with a 392 up here in Canada because we barely got any 392s to begin with. But this has everything from the red seats, which we'll show you later, the new screen and all that. Best part is there's a V8 under the hood. We don't even have to rip out that tiny little 3.6 and throw it in the garbage. Mike's over there working on the tires. We're gonna replace all the suspension, the tire carrier, and a bunch of other stuff, and this one will be good to rock and roll.
We're doing suspension, a rear tire carrier, steering components, track bar. I'm not sure if we're doing the rear. I think we're just doing a front track bar on this one. Drop brackets, of course, steering stabilizer. Should be a nice little build here. 392, I don't get to put one in. That kind of takes the fun out of it. But you know, if you don't buy it, I guess you buy it with one in it. I have to fix that. So I ran into a little issue here. Because it's a 392 and the exhaust is coming down through here. The exhaust is so much bigger, the bracket is actually touching the exhaust right there. So I'll have to take the bracket down and make a small cut in the bracket to make some room for the exhaust. Good times. All right. That's better. I'm putting in a set of 3.3 Falcon shocks for this 392. They're adjustable, full adjustable shock, but it has a reservoir. So the reservoir sits off to the side here. So I gotta trace out with my template and cut this out. Most important part right there. The decal. So because this one is a 392 and you put the 3.3 shocks in, it interferes with the evap canister that's actually below all this. So what I need to do is I have to remove the battery, get it out of the way, and then there's two bolts. One I have to remove and one I loosen a bit. And then I have to re-drill a new hole location so that the evap canister will move over just that little bit so that when the shock is performing off-road and that it doesn't hit the side of the evap canister and break off one of the fittings that are on the canister. So right now I'm currently in the process of removing the battery so I can get to those two little bolts underneath it. heavy. Okay, so the reason why we're putting these plates on are for setting the toe. What we want is we want it to be towed in just a little bit so that when we're driving down the road, the truck will want to track straight. So what I do is I put 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch toe in the front in comparison to the back. That should give us enough toe in to keep us nice and straight. So because we are changing out the steering components, this would normally bolt to the differential and then this would bolt to the steering. Because we're changing out the steering components, we now have to change how the brackets are and how it bolts together. So what ends up happening is this side will go to a stud, which is here, and then this side will actually get bolted to the bar itself with a clamp. That'll go over the bar, the second piece will go underneath and capture it, and that's what'll hold it. So it just kind of reverses the way that this setup is, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward stuff. I mean, it's a nice brackets and stuff, holds onto the bar great. So. We're now moving to the rear. We're going to start pulling the rear suspension apart. We'll be replacing the shocks, the coils, and the links, putting in a new track bar bracket as well. The back shouldn't take too long. It should go pretty smooth. And then once we get that all completed, we'll get it all bolted up and torqued back up like we did with the front. And then we're going to move to the very back of the truck and we're going to put the new hinge in and a tire carrier because he is currently going to be running those 37s over there, and this Mopar one isn't too bad, but we're gonna upgrade it so that he's gonna have a nice carrier to make sure that it can handle the weight of that tire. So pretty much that's the lift is done. Steering components are in, the rear is done. I still got to hook up the rear shocks, but I'll do that when it's on the ground when the weight's on it. And that'll be it. That's pretty much all of the suspension done now. Throw the tires on and throw it on the ground, see how it looks. All right, now the carrier.
This 2024 392 in definitely limited color Earl is completed. Mike managed to not injure himself and complete this in a timely fashion. Bring it on.